Hello violinists, welcome to Prime Strings. I'm Henriette and today we're playing Fiddle Time. Today is a very special day because Fiddle Time is the last song in this book, and haven't you done great coming all this far? I'll play Fiddle Time for you first. Two, three, four. Two. So you may have noticed that we're going all the way from the beginning to the first time bar. Then from the end of the first time bar, we're going to the next line, to bar 21, then to the end. And then at the end you see dal segno al fine, which means from the sign, which is right at the top of your piece. So we're going back to the start. And then once we hit the first time bar, we're going to skip it. We're going straight into the second time bar, which is your end bar. Now, you may have noticed also that I was using the whole bow for every crotchet and every minim, and also for every semi-breve. The quavers I'm playing on a half bow, so either the upper half or the lower half. And that's quite nice to practice your bow control if you do that. And these two come at the point. Long bows, lower half for the quavers, upper half. You see, so I'm alternating the quavers either at the lower half or at the upper half of the bow. Let's have a go and play this together, and we're going to go as a practice tempo first of all. You may have noticed me playing sometimes the fourth finger, sometimes the open string. I think this piece is such a celebration of you coming to the end of this book. It doesn't matter if you play open E strings everywhere. Right, here we go. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 2, 3, 4. Very clever if you've kept that going all that time. Well done. If you didn't quite make it, please don't despair, because with a little bit of practice you will be able to get through. You've come this far, so I cannot imagine that you would not be able to play this piece. So give it your best shot today and tomorrow, and perhaps also the day after tomorrow, and you will manage. Now, let's have a think about this last note here. It has pizzicato written over the top of it, so we're going to pluck it, and I could pluck it this way. This is the official way of playing pizzicato, so you hold your bow in your fist, stick your thumb out and put it in a corner here, so that you can gauge more precisely which string you're going to play on, and then you can play like that. Be careful when you play pizzicato that you don't use your nail, because that gives you a very harsh sound. Can you hear it? So I'm using the padded part of my fingertip, and then you can play louder or softer depending on what you prefer. Okay, I prefer playing it with my left hand, and I'm sliding my hand up here so that I'm going to hit the side of the violin. Then I'm going to bring my elbow round a little bit, and I'm plucking it like that. Okay, so why not try that? Okay, this has a few advantages. First of all, I'm practicing getting my elbow nice and under the violin, and that is a very good technique to have, getting used to that. Then I'm playing my pinky because I want it to grow really strong, because in everyday life we don't use that pinky, which is a lot shorter and a lot thinner than any of your other fingers, and we don't use it quite so often in everyday life. So any practice that I could find for this pinky is a bonus, so that's why I'm using it. That's it. And generally coming up here and coming away from what's called playing in first position here is a good exercise at this stage. So you can try and come out of your comfort zone a little bit and pluck your string like that. Now, I don't think, to be honest, this piece has got that many difficulties, but what I do want you to achieve by the end of this book is a perfect tuning. So let's just play the last bar of the first line, and let's hold on to the last note of the first line, the D, because I would like you to check it with your D string. So we're starting on A. You can play it with me now. perfectly in tune, it should match well with the D string. So if you've done that correctly, very good. If you've ended up here, oh, that is very, very sharp, isn't it? Look, I've got a little gap between my fingers now, which I don't want, so I'm going to shift my third finger down to the second finger, and there it matches again. If you haven't quite got high enough with your third finger, ooh, it sounds also very badly out of tune. So now I'm a little bit too flat, and you can bring your hand up. Now usually when people play too flat, it is that your first finger isn't in the right place. And that's why I'm picking this last bar here of line 1, so that we can check every single finger. So let's do it again. And is this finger exactly matching? Is it precisely the same? If yes, then carry on. How's the second finger for you? Good. Okay, now just for fun, let's practice the fourth finger. And if this fourth finger is in tune, we should be able to match it with the E string. Now that is a bit difficult, so you need to push your elbow under the violin to create a little tunnel underneath your fingers here. Shall we try that once more? Ooh, yes, very good. Now, take a look now at bar 26. Bar 26 is the second bar of the bottom line, and here we can test our fingers on the E string. So, let's play those notes, shall we? And all your fingers are precisely in the right places, your third finger should be matching with the open A string. Shall we do that again? And every time you play this week, I would like you to get a little bit better at your tuning, because yeah, you are now quite an advanced violin player, aren't you? If you've gone through the whole of this Joggers book, I'm so impressed. So make sure that you don't allow any out of tune notes to creep into your music anymore. And you've gone past that stage now, and all of your notes should really be sounding really good. Now, shall we play it again? Again, I'm not going at a super fast pace, because we've said many times before, keep your playing fairly slow at this level of playing, so that you grasp all the correct techniques. If you go too fast too soon, we're missing a couple of building blocks for the future. So be very meticulous about your technique if you possibly can at this stage, and it will save you so much time later on. So here we go from the beginning, and this time I want you to work on putting your bow really straight. So every time you play a down bow, you stretch your bow arm forwards. I really don't want to see this kind of bowing anymore. Now this is very hard to gauge for yourself whether you are absolutely straight. So perhaps you've got a friend or a relative who might be able to look and tell you when you're perfectly straight or when you're still slightly off there. Okay? So that's what we're aiming for, going totally straight this time. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 2, 3, 4. Two. Awesome. Very, very nice playing. Well done. Can I congratulate you on achieving this fabulous goal of going through the whole of the Joggers book? Well done to you. Well done for sticking with your violin. I hope you've enjoyed playing so far. There's lots of good stuff still to come after this. But I wish you all the best on your violin playing journey. If I can be of any help, do contact me on info@primestrings.com. But for now, congratulations and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.